this instructional video, I'm just going to walk you through how to make a magic folder study guide. I like to do these in each of my classes because I think it offers like a fun little twist on just normal note cards to study. And it just, I don't know, it's just kind of fun. So this is what I actually do with my biology students. You'll notice it says it's a water magic folder. And what makes it magical and kind of cool is when you open it up here, you'll notice I just have my kids fill it with a whole bunch of different notes. So over here we talk about like some basic chemistry of water, and then I give some other like basic stuff about water and living things. And then here I teach them about different properties of water, and I try to define those. But to make this a more interactive guide for them, notice you don't see anything in the back, I'm showing that on purpose. To make it a more interactive guide, if they were to fold this to the middle, I ask my students to add something that will help them visualize the property of water to help them study it for an upcoming assessment. So when they open it, right, they can actually see here capillary action, what it looks like. So what does that principle or basic principle of water or basic property of water look like? Here, right, you can actually see solvency, how this Alka-Seltzer tablet is dissolving in water, since water is a universal solvent. And then we define that property there. So magic folders are fun because, again, they just offer a little twist on helping us prep for different assessments to prove that we learned something. And it's just fun that this little section can be hidden inside. So I'm going to show you how to make one. I make these for all of my classes, so each one looks a little bit different, but how to create one is exactly the same regardless of what the content is that's in it. So I'm going to show it on a magic folder, on a water one, but you could obviously change the content for all sorts of different disciplines or content areas. So the first thing that I'm going to do is I have this larger ledger-sized paper, 11 by 17, which is conveniently exactly 2 times the size of a normal 8.5 by 11 inch sheet of paper. All right, so the first thing that we're going to do is we're going to take this large poster and we're going to fold it in half. So I'm going to fold it in half, what I call the hamburger way, the fat way, the large way. I'm going to, make a nice crease down the edge there. All right, pretty simple. All right, so that was step 1. Step 2 is to open this back up, and then using the guide, this crease as a guide, I'm actually going to fold both ends of the magic folder in to make our cover. So I'm going to fold this right side in, and make another crease down there. That's half of the cover. All right, then I'm going to fold this other side in. Right here. Here's the other half of our cover. Perfect. So this is now what our magic folder is going to look like when it's done, but we still have to do something with the center here to get it to have that hidden area. So now that we have these 3 folds in there, we're going to just do the initial fold again. So fold it in half, just like we did in step 1. And then we're going to take this part that's creased. You'll notice it opens on this side, right? We're going to take this part that's creased, and we're just going to give the whole poster about a quarter turn so that the creased section is actually facing us. So again, it opens up away from you. And then all you need is the scissors. And I've made little lines on here, right? So generally speaking, right, this is 8.5. Right, you're gonna have, I have 3 here. It really depends on how many things you're gonna be hiding. You'll just have to evenly put cuts in your paper. But I made a guide here. I printed it right on for my students. So I'm going to cut right down this guided line that I printed on here. By the way, these magic folders can start completely blank, right? You can have, like, students themselves could decorate them, make their own little cover, and so on and so forth. I want the focus to be on the content and not so much on the creation of this magic folder, so I just provide that information for my students. All right, so there we go. But 3 little cuts. So now when I open it, you'll notice it has these slits in the center of the magic folder. Okay, so then I'm almost done. So I'm going to fold this back over. I'm going to set this off to the side. And I'm going to bring in just a normal blank 8.5 by 11 inch sheet of paper. And this time I'm going to fold this in half a long way, or what we always called a hot dog bun fold when I was young. So there we go. Just fold in half. Now I like really put my fingernail into that crease because I'm just going to end up tearing the sheet in half. A lot of my students don't trust themselves enough to tear it without ripping it, so they cut it. But I honestly think if you do a good enough crease, you should be able to just tear this into its 2 pieces, just like that. So I know it's not perfect, so it's gonna bother you, but so this is what we're gonna have. And then we are merely weaving. So we're gonna weave in these sheets of paper into the slits that we made in our large poster. So I'm gonna go over the top of this first one, and then under, and then over, and then under. So over, under, for this first one, just like so. And then whatever I do for the first one, I have to do the opposite for the second sheet. So I started over for the first one. This time I gotta go under. So just pull it through. I gotta tuck it in, under. Just like so. And that is how we make a magic folder. Now, typically the last step that I do is just to make it easier to open and close. I like to just fold things down one more time, work out the creases, because you're gonna get a little bit of, it's gonna bubble up just a tiny bit now that we folded that in. And then I even like to take it and fold it in half. And then again, just press down and work out, just really get a good job of making it flat, because now we'll be able to see how it opens. So if I open up here, again, we can fill in information in the side panels here, and then I can fill in my properties of water there, and my pictures can get hidden in this center compartment. And then again, if I want to hide them, I just grab the outer parts here, just grab these parts, I pull them, right, and see it hides itself. So inner hidden compartment hides itself. And then in the end, again, this is what the finished product look like. Once we fill this all in together, as we're researching different properties of water, we can bring the middle towards us. We can paste in pictures. Pretty fun. So that's how you make a magic folder. And I hope you enjoy these as much as I do.